So let's dive into this new feature we're really excited about, the AI Subject Tutor Bot from Celebration Bar Review. This is a tool, well, unlike anything else we've seen in the bar prep game, right? Like,
Exactly. I mean, the idea of getting real-time conversational support while studying topics like civil procedure or evidence, it's a game changer.
absolutely. Civ Pro is one of those subjects where students tend to get tripped up. Jurisdiction, minimum contacts, all that fun stuff.
Oh, yeah. Definitely doesn't make the greatest dinner conversation.
No, no, it really doesn't. But that's why this tool is so cool. The AI bot is designed specifically to help students tackle those challenging areas. For example, let's say you're stuck on understanding minimum context. You just ask the bot and it walks you through it step by step. It's like having a tutor who's, well, always ready to go when you are.
And it's not just spitting out answers, right? I feel like the magic here is in how it tailors the conversation to you, like based on how you phrase your questions or whether you need more examples, the bot adjusts to your style.
Oh, yeah, for sure. It's all about personalization and it gets better the more you use it.
The AI uses feedback from the user to refine its recommendations, making it a tool that grows more effective over time.
Okay, but tell me this, what kind of feedback are you hearing from students so far? Any gems?
Oh, absolutely. Let me tell you about one student. She started using the bot for jurisdiction, which was her Achilles heel. She was always confused by the whole minimum contacts concept, when it's enough to establish personal jurisdiction in a state. Anyway, she told me that after just a few sessions of quizzing and back and forth with the bot, she started seeing the logic much more clearly. Everything from the international shoe case to how courts evaluate purposeful availment. She said it finally clicked for her.
That's huge. I mean, when complex legal concepts start to make sense, it's like a whole new world opens up.
Exactly. And honestly, this bot makes a big difference. It's like having a tutor who's focused on your individual pain points, and you don't have to worry about finding time in your schedule or feeling embarrassed about not understanding something. The AI doesn't judge.
Right? No side eye from the bot, huh?
Oh, and that's important.
It really is. And with the way it's structured, students can just dive into their studies, get clear contextual answers, and build on that knowledge step by step.
For me, that's the most exciting part of this tool. Building on that, what's really impressive about the technology behind tools like the AI Subject Tutor Bot is how advanced the conversational capabilities have become. I think we're finally at a point where AI can understand and respond with the kind of nuance you used to only expect from a trained human tutor.
Yeah, I mean, it's not just about giving you some dry textbook definition.
Right. It's understanding where you're coming from and adapting to that. That's pretty wild.
Exactly. The AI adjusts based on the questions you ask or even the way you ask them. It's a level of context sensitivity that historically was tough to achieve. And this doesn't just apply to legal education. You're seeing similar breakthroughs in areas like customer service, where AI can provide hyper personalized assistance at scale.
Right. It's a shift from static resources to interactive solutions. Honestly, I used to be super skeptical about all this AI stuff.
Really, what changed your mind?
Well, when I was working with students who were struggling with subjects like Civ Pro and had such a hard time wrapping their head around things like supplemental jurisdiction or issue and claim preclusion, they were spending hours going over books and notes, and it just wasn't clicking.
Ah, the Civ Pro rabbit hole.
Exactly. But then when we started beta testing these AI tools just to see what it could do, the feedback was incredible. Students were telling me that in like half the time it took them to do the same thing manually, they were having these breakthrough moments. The bot guided them through questions, suggested examples, and even pointed out nuances they didn't realize were missing. I consistently heard that it saved them so much time.
That's the power of applying the tech correctly.
Right. I think we're at the point where the traditional method is simply not necessary any longer to pass the bar. For this group of new bar students, it's not just about speed, it's about clarity and confidence and efficiency. AI steps in where traditional resources may fall short, especially when time is tight.
Totally. I mean, when you've got a tool that empowers you to tackle those tricky topics, it's less overwhelming. Suddenly, you're not just cramming, you're really learning and so much quicker.
And that's the part I love. It's not just tech for tech's sake. It's about changing the way we approach education entirely. This is a massive paradigm shift.
Speaking of changing the way we approach bar prep, I've been hearing a lot of buzz about these new multi state subject packages that you're offering at Celebration Bar Review. They're another great example of how bar prep is becoming more flexible and honestly more accessible.
Right. And I think it's huge to give students the option of purchasing all 7 MBE subjects together or, breaking it down to just what they need. So you could pay only $100 per subject if you need less help. That's choice.
Exactly. And flexibility is the name of the game here. Not everyone studies the same way.
Right. Whether it's time, budget, or just preference, you've got to have the resources fit the student, not the other way around.
Totally. But that's a big shift in bar prep, isn't it?
It is absolutely. I mean, I can't tell you how many times I've talked to students who were great in most subjects, but had one or two areas that just they needed to drill down into. This kind of tool lets them focus right where they need to be.
Oh, yeah. That's such a common story.
Like take something niche, say evidence, hearsay exceptions, or maybe the rule against perpetuities in property. Those are not the areas anyone typically loves, right?
Yeah, not usually crowd favorites.
Exactly. And traditionally, if you struggled with those, you were stuck either overpaying for a one size fits all solution or spending endless hours hunting for supplemental materials. Now, with the subject specific packages, modern tools really step in to fill that gap.
And it's not just that they fill the gap, they do it in a way that adapts to what you need.
Like we said earlier, it's all about personalization. Having options that reflect the way people learn is what makes the difference.
Oh, absolutely. A
Look, it's not just about adaptability, it's about results. When a tool or a strategy meets a student right where they are, they're not just grinding through the material, they're owning it. They walk into that exam with confidence,
and that's what it's all about, right?
empowering students to take control of their own success. Tools like this, strategies like this, they aren't just fixing problems, they're giving students a framework to thrive at a price that's far less than traditional big box courses.
Exactly. That's a huge advantage.
And honestly, it's exciting to see how far we've come, whether it's AI tutors, flexible purchasing options, or subject specific resources. The bar review experience is evolving in some really powerful ways. And I think in the end, the students stand to gain the most.
Absolutely. I mean, it's all about leveling the playing field and helping all students meet their potential. So kudos to everyone at Celebration Bar Review making these changes happen.
Thanks, and stay tuned. We're just getting started.
And on that note, that's it for today, folks. You can find the link to the AI study bought from CBR in the show notes. As always, thanks for tuning in. And remember, you've got this. We'll catch you next time.